example 2, find the roots of negative 25 equals negative 4x squared. So, once again, as soon as I see x to the second power, it's a quadratic equation. So it's equals and an x squared. It makes it this kind of problem. So first thing I want to do is I want to get the x squared and the number equal to 0, and I want x squared to be positive. So this time moving negative 4x squared over to the left-hand side would make that happen. So positive 4x squared, because it moved across the equal sign, minus 25, because it stays right where it's at, equals 0. And priority 1 every time, descending order equal to 0. What's missing in this problem?
An x.
An x to the first power, which makes it a binomial, which means we have a different factoring idea for this. So for a trinomial, we're making that little chart. For a binomial, I'm looking for perfect squares being subtracted. 2 times 2x times x, 5 times 5 being subtracted. So that's a difference of squares. When I see a difference of squares, the factored form is simply the square roots. So 2x times 2x makes 4x squared. 5 times 5 makes 25. 1 plus, 1 minus on the 5's. Factoring a difference of squares is recognition of a structure. Once you see the right structure, simply write down the factored form. Square roots is a sum. Square roots is a difference. 4x squared is in front, so those are in front. That's in back, those are in back. Again, equals 0 is just part of the problem. At this point, I apply the zero product property. Factor 1, 2x plus 5 could equal 0. Factor 2, 2x minus 5 could equal 0. Either one of those is true, the entire equation is true. This time, since there's a number in front of x, it's a two-step process to solve. Move the 5 over first, we get 2x equals negative 5. Then we divide both sides by 2, negative 5 halves. This one here, move the 5 over, becomes positive 5, so 2x is equal to positive 5. Divide by 2, we get x equals positive 5 halves. One thing that I forgot to mention on the first problem, I'll mention it this time, is this. When you're looking at a quadratic equation, or for that matter, any polynomial equation, the highest power that you see in the problem represents how many answers there are, at most. So x to the second power, at most 2 answers. As you can see, we found 2 answers. The last problem, highest power was x squared, and we got 2 answers, right? So that's at most 2 answers. Sometimes you get the same answer. The answers are 1 and 1, that counts as 1 answer. Okay. Sometimes you get no answers. That's a possibility too. There's times when these things don't have answers. You're not going to see those yet, but down the road you'll see some that don't have answers, at least not in the real world. We'll invent some answers, we'll make up some stuff, but just know that down the road some of these won't have answers. We'll have to invent some new math to do those.